Bitcoin is about to crash really hard, and as every single Bitcoin holder needs to see this video because we have seen this signal before on Bitcoin and that ended up pretty bad for the Bitcoin holders. Every single time Bitcoin tapped in the 200 EMA, it dumped significantly towards the downside. And also, with the other charts, we can say that a next dump is inevitable for Bitcoin. And we are well prepared on this move down with a nice trade. And I will deep dive into every single detail about that trade in today's daily update video. But first of all, please make sure to follow me over on X and to subscribe over on my YouTube channel and like this daily update video if you love those updates. And let's dive right away into the content, because this chart is worrying me very hard, because every single time we tapped into the 200 EMA line, Bitcoin dumped vertically towards the downside. And that is something we are currently seeing on the Bitcoin price. The red line is the 200 EMA line, and we pumped in a relief rally towards the 200 EMA line, and after that Bitcoin dumped 25% towards the downside. Then Bitcoin channeled up towards the 200 EMA line once again, and after that Bitcoin dumped 38% towards the downside. And right now Bitcoin is still channeling towards that 200 EMA line, and right now we are seeing a rejection from off that line once again. And historical speaking, the moves we are seeing from the 200 EMA line are not small moves. It are 20% plus moves towards the downside. And this could end up really bad for the Bitcoin price and push us towards new lows, approximately at the $60,000. And that is exactly where I am anticipating on in my next trade, because I've been talking about the Bitcoin price the whole week here that we run into very important resistance, and that the Bitcoin price is creating so much liquidity on the lower side that we could potentially see a next move towards the downside. Also, with this Wyckoff distribution, which we have been seeing over the past few days here, we can see that we have been perfectly creating the Wyckoff distribution here, and right now the distribution phase is about to start, or even happened already, because if you look at the UT, which we have been creating right over here, and the UTET, that was the last swipe, what we have been seeing is a move below the UT right over here. And if you look at the distribution, we are ranging below the UT, and after that the real move towards the downside starts. And that is exactly what we are doing right now. We are retesting the UT. That is exactly what happened, and after that Bitcoin started to rally towards the downside once again. And I really think that this pattern is going to play out, and we will see prices of approximately $75,000 on Bitcoin. That is exactly the reason why I opened up a massive trade over on Bitcoin, completely free and transparent in my daily update videos. I set those limit orders before they even get hit here. And right now this trade is running in a $10,000 over profit here, completely transparent and live. But what is my next plan on Bitcoin? Because this is just the beginning of a really big trade here. Right now, what we are currently seeing is the first order getting hit here with only 3 Bitcoin. What could happen is Bitcoin could dump further towards that $75,000 mark. If that happens, I will close this trade out and take the profits off the table. If that happens, I will be up approximately $20,000 here. If Bitcoin decides to rally on further on towards the upside from off this point, because this is a really interesting point, and that is something I will lay out further in this video. But for now, if we hit that $78 $28,500 here, I will put my stop loss on break even and put in a hedge position on Bitcoin, because that is a point where Bitcoin could turn further on towards the upside. But I'm not gonna close this position, because if Bitcoin pumps further on towards the upside, I will let the 4 Bitcoin order getting hit and the 5 Bitcoin order getting hit as well, because I really think that maybe not this week, but in the upcoming months, in the summer, Bitcoin will see a massive move towards the downside, and I don't want to miss that move. But what is my real plan for Bitcoin this weekend and next week? Right now, what we are seeing is a really nice move towards the downside, but we also can see that we are heading towards a really interesting support level. And with that, we could see some bullish momentum coming in once again. That is exactly the reason why I am opening up a small hedge position within the region of approximately $78,500 and $77,000. If we dump towards that level, I'm opening up a small hedge position towards the upside. If Bitcoin turns from off that point, I'm making money from off my long position. And if Bitcoin heads further on towards the downside, I am making more money with this trade I have opened up here. So what am I planning to do is to open up and set a limit order from off this point. If Bitcoin rallies towards these points and these limit orders here, I can take profit off the table of my long position. And with that profit, I am opening up such a bigger short position, because on a lower perspective, higher time frame perspective here, Bitcoin will go down in the upcoming months here. Also, I've been talking about this line, this band here, the bull band, yesterday, and I said that we are closing bullish right now, but we have till Sunday to close above this line. And right now, it tends to see that Bitcoin is closing bearish right over here, and that could potentially mean that we will see another leg towards the downside, and that are also not small moves. 27% towards the downside and 35% towards the downside. And it looks like Bitcoin is about to close bearish once again. And that is another signal hitting the markets that Bitcoin could see a further move towards the downside. So game plan, pretty simple here. If Bitcoin dumps further on towards the downside, I will be opening up a small hedge long position for Bitcoin. If we dump further on towards the downside, I am in a small loss on my long position, but that means that my short position on the top side is printing even more than I am losing. If Bitcoin turns out to seek bullish momentum from off this moment, we will see some upside towards either this top side of resistance or either the $85,000, and my long position is printing. When that happens, I will be opening up even a bigger short position with the profits I've been making in the long position. That is the current plan on Bitcoin, and I think this is just the best game plan out there right now. And right now we are still in a massive profit. But the most beautiful part about this trade is, and this is really important, I will give away a certain amount of profit back towards the community. So right now we're $10,000 in a profit. I'm not closing this yet, but if this trade prints a big amount of money, I will give away a certain amount of money back towards the community. So if I make money on this trade, you could win the portion of the profit as well. So please make sure to follow me over on X and to subscribe over on my YouTube channel to follow me on this trading journal. And with that, I hope to see you tomorrow by a brand new Crypto Daily Update video.